Om Shanti Om 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 Om Shanti. Oh, good evening, everyone. Oh, welcome. Welcome to a special Monday Night Alive. I just thought, if you're here, I truly just thought it would be a really great idea to come together in spiritual community on the eve of November 3rd, 2020, our election day, though this has been a stellar turnout and a radically different kind of election than in my entire 70 years that I've ever seen, all the absentee ballots and so forth. But the world is in kind of a kerfuffle. So if you're here with me tonight, say hello. Oh, Heather, Susan. Hi. So happy to see you again. Yes. So truly, if you're here with me, just say hello. And we need to get into spiritual community. I have a lot of curiosity about how you're feeling tonight, what your emotions are. So if you want to share those with me, that would be wonderful. I simply only know what I know to do. Yes, helping the most uptight time. Yes, and people, Les Thornberry in North Carolina, you are absolutely right. It is an uptight time. People so stressed, so I don't know, so forgetful of I don't know what the right word is, like how powerful we really are, that we are so not, you know, not, all I can say is ego at this moment has taken over. The ego has taken over over certainly our country. I don't know about every other country, but I'm sure everybody's watching us carefully. Yes, Jill, my sister mentioned to me tonight that they were speaking about violence. We're going to pray tonight. We're just going to not, the best thing that we can do is to not fuel the fire too much. The best thing we can do is pray, is to hold love, hold the border of love, just to hold the line, that we will not cross this line, that we will continue to be in peace and hold peace. So how is everyone else feeling? How are you going into tonight? Are you going to sleep tonight? Are you going to breathe tonight? Are you going to do you have fear going on? We have, I think Jill, you're in Los Angeles still. Les is North Carolina. So I have 3 North Carolinians here who are willing to say hello. I'm not quite sure. I didn't really have too much planned for tonight other than I kind of wish we were doing this on Zoom so I could see your faces and we can do a little face-to-face. I myself am feeling pretty peaceful. I think ultimately we're being called to believe. We're being called to walk our walk and to talk our talk. We're being called to lean into what we know, or what we say we know, and what we say we believe, which is that there's one power, not 2 powers, that we live in a universe that is for us and not against us. That, one of my, I have a couple of spaces today. I'm going to show you one of my Rumi quote, which I love, which is that yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. And today I am wise, so I'm changing myself. Yesterday I was clever, so I wanted to change the world. And today I am wise, so I am changing myself. That is a beautiful, beautiful Rumi quote. We're talking about someone thousands of years ago, because I want to just remind us all that the world has never been without trauma or war or conflict or derisiveness or us and them. We're better than you. I'm better than you. It's never been that way. So if we're in the space of wanting the world to change so that we can feel peaceful, it's like an uphill battle. It's an uphill climb. So how do we, yes, Jasmine. So Heather just saw my cats. I have to tell you, I had 2 Chicago cats that I brought with me from Chicago many, many years ago, 14 years ago, Jasmine and Lily. I lost Lily March 6th, right when COVID started. She had congestive heart failure and she passed. And Jasmine's been my only cat through COVID now. I mean, we've been together, right, 24/7 for many, many months. And she just went through a rough patch where I thought she was dying. And then she rallied. So she's now a happy cat. Yeah. So thank you, Heather. She's doing very, very, very well. If you were with me at noon today, I'm kind of surprised that there aren't 1,000 people here. I mean, I'm sure the whole country is crazy, but not everyone wants to get uncrazy. Not everyone wants to. Today I read from The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer for my noontime meditation with Naples. And he's talking about how to live a life of non-resistance, to not be sitting in this moment together, awfulizing the future, to not be sitting here assuming that the end of the world is coming because of this election. That one of the tenets that we believe, really more than anything, is that we live in a friendly universe. We live in a friendly universe that is for us and not against us. Einstein, I did this one day this week too, that Einstein said the most important decision any human being has to make is, do I live in a friendly universe or is it hostile? And if we believe we live in a hostile universe, then it dictates our behavior in a certain way and our feelings and emotions in a certain way. So my job here tonight, and I know if you're out there and you feel like the world's in a really terrible place and things are going to hell in a handbasket and the whole thing's just truly fucked up. Oh, sorry, did I just say that out loud? Then you're going to think I'm crazy. But the fact is that we are powerful spiritual beings and our thoughts matter. In fact, I have one other beautiful, beautiful quote for you from Marianne Williamson. And she says, as children of God, we've been given free will. We can think with God or not think with God, but we cannot limit the creative power of our thoughts. So it was Abraham Hicks who said, in our joy, we offer the world joy. In our pain, we offer world the pain. In our fear, we offer the world fear. So, but I don't want to minimize how we're feeling. So that's why I want to know how you're feeling. It's like, what is the answer to your prayers tonight? What do you need to move into an evening where you can sleep like a baby, like your consciousness, your field of energy is calm, that you trust the universe, you trust God, you trust others, that whatever is going to happen is going to happen. So part of what Michael Singer is talking about in this particular chapter in his book, The Spiritual Path of Non-Resistance, is this idea that we are incapable, and that's the wrong word, we're reluctant to be in the present moment. We're reluctant to let life happen. Rumi's quote is, let's change the world. I thought I was clever. I was going to change the world. I was going to change people's hearts. I was going to make them behave properly. I was going to criticize those who weren't doing what I thought they should be doing. And that as we age and as we grow wiser and spiritually mature, we can only change ourselves. That's it. You have full responsibility and accountability for your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own intentions, and that the question for you is it, yes, sending thoughts. Yes, Susan, send prayers. That's all we can really do is send thoughts. So, but the question is it possible to be at peace when what's going on outside isn't peaceful? Is it possible to find joy? Or are we only reactive beings? Like, if it's not good out there, I'm not good over here. But the problem and I want the answer to that for yourself. I spoke at Naples, the Unity in Naples on Sunday, and much of my talk was my signature talk. Anyone who knows me knows this, being for something and against nothing. But this idea that when we're against something, and especially when we're deeply against something. So listen, I want you to know that all is well. You have nothing to fear. You don't have to fear violence. You don't have to fear. I mean, even if the worst case scenario happens, you're still okay. Why? Because you are created in the image and likeness of God. God is not afraid. God is not intimidated. God is not angry. God is not disappointed. You have the capacity inherent within you to find peace, independent of your circumstances. My one of my favorite quotes, which I had up, is Meister Eckhart, who says, he said, joy is the evidence of God's presence. If you are connected to your source, if you are feeling at one with life, you will feel joy regardless of who's doing what to whom and when. That is a spiritual truth. So the same, if it's true for joy, it has to be true for peace. It has to be true for love. Peace is the evidence of God's presence. Love is the evidence of God's presence. And that to be in fear, to be angry, to be against is a misuse of the spiritual laws and mental principles that we live by. The law of attraction, the law of mental equivalence, the law of giving and receiving, the law of cause and effect. It is our job as spiritual seekers and aspirers to do our very best to approach this time with confidence and with faith. Not with fear. I mean, really, fear, these people, I'm going to tell you, these people are mostly just crazy, right? That when we're disconnected from our source, we're crazy. And we may be, some of us may be right now crazy, right? When we are disconnected, anything is possible. Violence, abuse, craziness, a war, conflict is only possible when the ego is running the show. When God is running the show, it is not possible. There would be love between men, women, animals, everything would vibrate to the vibration of the truth of love. That's how it would be if we were all there. We were all just remembering. Now, we're not stupid. I so wish I could see your faces. We're not really stupid. So I'm not, I'm not stupid. You're not stupid. It's not like the world. I have tried not to watch the news, but I know the world's crazy. I do, right now. I do. There is things happening out there, and there will be consequences of the election. I'm sure there, no matter which way it goes, somebody, listen, it's a way of the ego. There are winners and losers. Somebody's going to be upset. And depending on how upset these people get, they may do some craziness. But I'm telling you, you connect with your source tonight, and you will circle yourself, first of all, with a field of protection. So you'll be protected. You'll be in this world, but not of this world. So you'll have some sense of security and safety that not everyone will have if you can disconnect from the drama and reconnect with your source. But even more importantly, as you send that energy out, you will lift the vibration for everyone. Like, people will benefit from it. So that's really what I have to say. I want you to sleep like a baby tonight, in faith, in strong in your faith that God is in charge here. No matter what it looks like, no matter what it feels like to you in this moment, no matter how crazy, no matter how crazy it's feeling, that you are protected. Your money's protected, your health is protected, your home is protected, you are protected. And you don't want to, yes, I love that circle of protection as well. But I feel it all the time, not just now, all the time. So see if we're going to, I should have prayed us in. Actually, didn't pray us in. That's all right. I'll pray us out. But we're going to, I want you to see if tonight you can release any tension you're holding, and especially any fear that you're holding. I have not been watching the news, so I am not tainted. I really am not tainted by what's going on emotionally or in my vibration. I'm not having to work on dispelling what I've heard because I am not listening. The only place I hear it is from people. Like my sister today said, something about a civil war, like they're thinking there's going to be a civil war. It's like, well, that would be really interesting. That'd be an interesting thing to witness in my lifetime. It's like, I don't think so. People, love will, um, love will prevail, because it was either, it's either Dalai Lama or Gandhi, but one of them said, in the end, love always wins, always wins. And by the way, you also have to remember that you are not, even though you're inside of a body, you are not your body. You are not your body. You are not your money. You're not your job. You're not any of that. You are more. So you can walk in peace no matter what happens, period. And I know that's a big place to stand, but stand there we must, because as Marianne Williamson said, we can think with God or we cannot think with God. We have free will to be on the side of love, or free will to be on the side of the ego. But no matter which side we're on, we cannot limit the effects of our thoughts. So we're mandated. We're actually mandated. We're mandated. Michael Singer said, one should view their spiritual work as learning to live life without stress, problems, fear, or melodrama. He says his path of using life to evolve spiritually is truly the highest path. So we get to use life today to grow spiritually. It is the highest path to seek peace where peace is not visible, to seek love where love is not visible, to know the truth in the face of opposition. That is the path. And it's not always comfortable, but it cannot help but be fruitful. And not just for you. I guess the first line of defense is you want to be happy. You want to experience calm and safety and peace. But as we do this work together, you offer it to the world. You actually make a difference way beyond just where you are. So how about we meditate for a little bit? I have Om Shanti, which is a song of peace. We can Om Shanti together for several minutes. And during that meditation time, see if you are willing to and can release everything within you that is vibrating at some other level than of the truth that sets us free. See if we can connect with our source. See if you can send love out to the universe. See if you can stand in faith rather than fear, and just release anything that's in the way. I would, listening right now, unless you can hear it as a prayer request, is very challenging. For you to be listening to the news or listening to either side, it's challenging because we're affected by race thought. We're affected by consciousness. We're affected by the airwaves. We live in a universe of thought. So when all that negativity and fear comes at you, it's really challenging to say, no, I stand in faith. I stand in surrender. I stand in trust. And you don't have to tell your family that you stand in faith, surrender, and trust, because people will say to you, if I said all this out loud to somebody who, other than you, they would say, are you out of your friggin' mind? Have you not read the news? Have you not seen what the world is doing? It's like, I know what the world is doing. They're choosing sides. That's what the ego does. I'm right, you're wrong. I'm right, you're wrong. That's not what we do. What we do is we see God in everyone, and we trust that God is working together for the greater good. So how about if we meditate? Yes, just for, 5 or 6 minutes, we'll just kind of be silent and release and surrender. And then I'll come back and I will pray us out into a glorious evening. And we'll collectively together, there's not many of us here, but those of us that are here, we will speak a blessing upon America, upon both parties, about perfect and divine right outcome. How about that? All right. So, well, Mary Rosebush, I'm inspired by you. Here you are, giving it all you've got tonight. All right. So let's let the elephants behind me. By the way, I'm in the middle of packing and moving. So in a couple of weeks, I'll be, hi, Lonnie. I'll be meeting you from another location, maybe with the elephants. I don't know. We'll see. But let's take a breath. So just join me in the amazing within. You know, the without is in a kerfuffle tonight. We don't have to be. That we can close our outer eyes. We can let the world be the world. And the world has never been at peace. I'm telling you, the world, I've been alive 70 years. And for those 70 years, there has been conflict after conflict after conflict after conflict. And at some moment, I said, I'm done. I'm just going to stand on the side of peace. I trust that my body's going to be wherever it's supposed to be. If it's here, alive, healthy, and well, great. If not, that's great too, because as unique, individualized expressions of God, we cannot die. So that's not a really huge threat. And I trust that which I believe, that source that I believe in, is protecting me, guiding me, guarding me, maintaining me, sustaining me, as it is you, especially if you're aware of it and conscious of it, but as it is doing for all. So take a deep breath. Blow out any tension inside your body temple. And take another deep breath and blow out any tension within your emotional body or your mental body. Just become a lake, a summer lake, still, calm, natural. I'm going to play Om Shanti for us, and we're just going to be here in the silence. I'll play it softly because I may be inspired to speak. And then I'll come back and pray us into our evening. I appreciate you. I appreciate you being here, because who you are in this conversation makes a difference tomorrow. I promise you. One positive vibration overcomes 10 negative ones. And I don't know what the real scale is, but I do know that love wins every time. So enjoy the song. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti Om, 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 Om Shanti Om. Om Shanti Om, 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 Om Shanti 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 Oh, and so just continue to stay within and soft, yielding, surrendered, trusting, hopeful, optimistic. You know, we have to guard against. We're like the guards at the doors of our own consciousness. And part of this being in the now moment is to not resist life, to not awfulize the future, to not create a future in your mind that you do not want. You just create the awareness that the universe is conspiring for the greater good. Everything that happens to you happens for you. Those are your mantras. So let us just take a moment, speak a blessing onto our country, onto our brothers and sisters in the country, whether they are Republican or Democrat, whether they are Black or they are white, regardless of who's who. We know that we live in a field of inclusivity and oneness, that is the spiritual truth. We are one. We are as leaves on the same tree, flakes of snow on the same ground, drops of sand on the same beach, that we cannot be separate from one another. We can only imagine that we are separate from one another. And when we imagine that we are separate from one another, anything can happen. So tonight we take a stand for oneness. We are one. We are one. We are one. And so I just simply pray. We pray together, not to beg God to, dear God, please let that one win, or dear God, please let that one lose. That's a crazy prayer. It's a crazy prayer leading to nowhere. We pray to align ourselves with truth, to align ourselves with love, to align ourselves with peace, to simply know that we move forward in support of whatever happens, that it happens for the greater good for all. And that we move forward claiming for ourselves a peace that passes all human understanding. We claim for ourselves that we are in this world, but not of this world, and that we have a holy and sacred job description. That if you want to know what your purpose is, your purpose on earth, your purpose for being born, your purpose for being in this moment, at this time, in this decade, in your, exactly on the holy ground where you are standing, is to shine the truth of love and oneness. And so I bless all of us, especially we bless those not standing in this place. We bless those who are full of fear tonight, who are full of dread, who are most certain that life as they know it is over. My God, we have survived everything. We survive everything. We've survived COVID. Here we are. We have food, we have clothes, we have air to breathe. The animals are still happily contented, ignorant of what the ego is doing. And so we claim that for ourselves, we claim that for others. And so let us just know that all men and women, all children, all families, that we are safe, that we are surrounded by, like in Star Trek, we have a shield of protection around us that keeps all the danger away. And that we move forward feeling peace, experiencing peace, knowing peace, giving peace, radiating peace. And that as we do this, we become a beneficial presence on the planet. Peace is the evidence of God's presence. So let yourself, whatever that means to you, let yourself be in the presence of awe and mystery and intelligence. It's everywhere. There's no reason to doubt that we live in an intelligent, loving universe that is, even in this moment, cradling us. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful that you joined me tonight. I'm grateful that we had this moment to pray together, to remind each other, of how powerful and how powerful we are and what a difference that we make. And so I release my word. My word is a law unto itself. And I release it knowing that it has been released with the power of your intentions as well. And so that we feel the effects of it. Tomorrow morning will come, we'll wake up, and it will be a summer lake. I accept this for our country. I accept it for myself, and I accept it for you. And so we just let this be, and we let this be together by saying, and so it is. Amen. So there we are. We've had a pre-2020, we've had a 2020 pre-election moment together. So mantras, everything that happens to me happens for me. This is a deep spiritual practice. You take this on, and your life will change forever. How you feel about your life will change forever. Everything is working together for my greater good. You take that on, and you'll become a master manifester. Nothing will bother you. In fact, you will become unbotherable. That's my goal as a human being, to become unbotherable by their kerfuffle of the ego, to simply stand still and know the truth. So if you're called to do a love offering tonight, you can. There's no requirement to do so, but if you feel called, you can to revdschubert@gmail, PayPal, or my website. It's appreciated, but certainly not. I didn't do this for the money. I'm not going to get rich doing this, but I might get happy. So say good night to me so I can see you there. Lonnie, good night. Heather, Mary, Susan, Les. I just love that you were here with me. It means everything. It means everything. I'm moving November 11th, and hopefully by the end of the month, I will be back on track with Sunday Night Alive. I am doing the streaming with Naples every weekday, almost every weekday. So when I'm doing it, you can also see me on my website. So good night. Yes, everything will be okay. All is well. Go to bed tonight with sweet dreams. Sleep with angels. Sleep with angels. Peace and blessings to you.